an ecosystem approach and more collaboration. I think that's obviously why we're all here today. I'm sure there are representatives from many different types of companies. But industry-wide collaborations are very important in enabling progress to sustainability goals that, not only one single entity can do this by yourselves. So examples around how to green value chains and supply chains is very important in order to open up more opportunities, for instance, for Make in India to export outside the country. Other examples like green buildings and green materials, which I think will also be discussed here today, are one way that an ecosystem approach can really make a big difference. A short word about the International Finance Corporation, which I represent here in India. The IFC is the private sector part of the World Bank Group, and our objective is to provide private commercial capital with a development objective. So we both are aiming for profits and commercial basis, but also for development objectives. And as I said, we started doing this 60 years ago, but now I think it's very much embedded into the normal approach to financing and the private sector. Since 2018, IFC has invested and mobilized more than $70 billion just in climate finance alone globally. And we achieved a record climate financing last year of around more than $9 billion in long-term finance for climate. We look at many great examples coming out of India. India is IFC's largest country portfolio with more than $9 billion committed portfolio of investment here in private companies. And we, last year, did almost more than $1 billion in climate financing in our own account. So we know what it means to find and invest in strong sustainability leaders. And we are very committed to seeing those sustainability leaders and green projects grow here in India. I think I will skip over renewables since Maria covered it very nicely, but we are a strong investor in the renewable space, and we're also very pleased to be looking to partner with GreenCo. Another Hyderabad-based company is a major equity partner for us, which is Fourth Partner Energy, which was one of our largest equity investments last year across IFC globally. So we see renewables as a major space for growth coming up across all geographies, and increasingly a look at new technologies as well to achieve round-the-clock fully renewable power. But I'll talk about a few other examples that are relevant. We also look at investment in agriculture and agricultural innovation, and I think this is an area that is sometimes overlooked when we think about sustainability and climate impact, but obviously has a critical importance both in delivery of safe food, but also in employment and inclusion. We have worked with the government of UP over the past few years, focusing on accelerating the modernization of agriculture, particularly through ag technology, and we have a program that works with more than 30,000 farmers based on crop monitoring, sensor-based crop monitoring, to better understand what crops are being grown and what kind of inputs and cultivation they require. This will both also help transition to more climate resilient crops and more climate smart agricultural practices. A final area that I want to highlight is on inclusion and more inclusive business models in employment and in operations. And IFC has a strong focus on gender inclusion. We work with many of our companies and clients across all verticals on how to include more women in their both suppliers, but also in their employees and in their leadership. And last year we partnered with JICA, UN Women, and ILO to launch what's called the India Gender Collaborative, which is a collaborative of around 50 companies so far who are making specific gender targets in their own operations and committing to those gender targets. So I feel that the inclusion aspect is also a very important part of sustainability. Again, making sure that both the private sector, the corporate sector, as well as government and regulation are delivering for the entire population. These examples just give an idea of kind of the localized approach that we need to see, as well within the global frameworks that we hear about all the time. And the role of sustainability is important in ensuring that your companies and businesses are future-proofed. So leadership in this area is probably one of the most important ways to set the future for any business. As we deliberate on these strategies and more specific sector focus today, let me leave you with a stronger idea of the vision for the future. We should together aim for businesses that thrive with sustainability, not in spite of it. And where in every case, in every industry, we see that a product is providing both well-being to people as well as to the planet. And to achieve this sort of action, we need both a collective ecosystem from business, the private sector leadership like FICCI, and government as well. So I'm very pleased to be here for this dialogue, and I applaud FICCI for the topic, focusing on sustainability as a business imperative is very forward-looking, and the vision is that this should be a core part of the future. Thank you.